oil for the compressor finally showed up, so I'm gonna dump that into there. I was hoping to do this on the GoPro, but I left it at home, so phone it is. What $350 worth of oil looks like. It's about 2.5 gallons. We're about halfway through there. So I think I'm actually gonna bolt the lid on first, because I can't get a 5-gallon bucket in between that gap since all the doors are still on. So let me bolt the lid on, get all the parts down here. Clean everything off again one more time, bolt that together, and we'll top it off and see if this thing will start. I haven't had it on the heater today, so fingers crossed that this will actually still start, because it's 40 degrees. I mean, it's probably 55 in here, but we'll see. Setting the bolts up, get 4 or 5 in, just to make sure everything kind of self-centers itself. We're good there. Now, not the important part on the heavy part. Watch how that goes. The important bits are also the heavy ones. Go figure. Right down in here. Or 180 on it. Spin this upper plate, which is great. It's super light. 180 out. Should face something like that. Close. And like that, maybe. Just laying out all sorts of parts right now. Oh shoot. Nope. They were right the first time. Spin around again. Oh, where does this go? That one comes in the side. So this goes in here. That should work. We'll go with that. Let's get these bolts started. Oh boy. Should be close enough at least. Oh, really fun. Lift up a 1/2 inch plate. Okay, so we got the plate back on now. The oil's full, it's on the high side, but the screw is completely dry, so I definitely know I'm gonna have to top that off. I got maybe 1/2 gallon to 1 gallon left in there. So hopefully I can salvage that. I might be able to return 1 gallon at 75 bucks. Should be nice. Oh, I'll just keep the single gallon as the stack up here. I'm okay with that too, especially on something like that. But if we look at this now, we have the gasket here. I got to clean this up still, so I'll put something in there, and then this will get bolted on there. There's 4 bolts on the bottom, and the air hose gets bolted on here, and then we have 1 oil line and then 2 little air bleeder screws. So let me finish up the top. I'm not going to film that just because we're on an iPhone and I don't have any good mics or anything, so I don't know how much of this is even going to show up over the heater noise. So we'll be back when this is all together. So the only goofy part, this 1 bolt back here underneath this flange, I had to pull that off the plate and then retighten that one. But we just hooked up the oil line, so I'm going to go hand tight here, and then we'll snug that down. 9/16 there. Actually, all of these. So everything is snug down on the hard line end. So tighten down our. Ooh. I might actually. How does that work if I flip you guys upside down? Need a 1/2 inch down here because this one's floating. What can you guys see? Ooh. I need an extra set of hands. So I gotta hold that wrench there. Let's see if I can do this one-handed like all the actual YouTube people that do this all the time. We'll take our 9/16. It's just a crush fitting, so snug those down. Definitely brace that though, because you don't want that twisting. That'll shear the steel right off of that. And then 9/16 quarter turn here, because we got these hand tight up top. 1 more up here. We're not hulking these, they're just brass compression fittings. But that's it. The only thing we got left is, like I said, we're on the high side of full right now, but it's dry. So we'll drop this back in here. I'm not going to fully tighten that one yet. Take these off because odds are I'll try and start this. They'll start, and then this will drop right in the bucket of oil. And oh shit, we're going to switch that filter out. Got a new one sitting right there. So let me get this off. Let me get that open. We'll come back when that's done. Normally I'd film all of it, but again, I don't have my camera today. So we're getting by on cell phone quality. Well, that should do it. We got upper plate bolted in, manifold bolted in, new filter, dated, marked 686 hours. These are all tight. Oil is filled, that's gonna drop. We are gonna have to refill that, I almost guarantee it, but we have enough left over there. I might be able to send this back. Oil company wise, I found a place in, where the hell was it? Texas, I think? Gates. American made. Look at that. Synthetic screw oil. Way cheaper than the other stuff. So I'll take that all day long and run with that. I got 1 shock hooked up over there. These are 30 pounders. I had these bolted in. 30 pounds is not enough to hold up this door, unfortunately. So I got 100 pound shock over there and a 30 pound here, but I can't do 200s, which I know would support it, but this whole section is cracked all through here. So got a little bit of work to do. Probably start piecemealing some of that. I'm not going for show quality finish on this, but we are gonna scuff it, clean it up, and get this repainted at some point. Pound out whatever we can, get it close, and call it good. So let me see if I can get this thing fired up. It's not that warm in here, but hopefully. We got 2 charged batteries, I think, so let's see what happens. Gave this 2 cranks already. Still didn't start yet, but it's about to. Oh, we're getting coughs and smoke rings. Gotta love the no glow plug game and sitting for however long it did. I actually don't know if there's an accelerator pump in there, or if I'm just hearing air from the vacuum on this. And that's about all I get out of this little battery. Need to invest in a real one. I don't know. How much more battery do diesels need than regular cars? I'm guessing a lot. But I was being cheap when I bought this, so I'll probably have to get like a real high, heavy cranking at battery for this. We got 810, 650 cold. I don't know what this one is, but let me hook a jumper up. It's already too loud to film anything with the fan going, so you're probably not going to hear any of the audio. But let's try this again. Coughing and spitting. Need a block heater real bad. It's the one gripe I have with this. I don't know. I think it's supposed to start easier than that. I'm not a diesel guy. It's always rough if it's under 50 degrees. I don't have the heat on or anything, so it's genuinely probably about 45, 50, maybe 55 in here, which isn't that cold, I would think, but whole lot of cranking, whole lot of smoke. Where's the diesel guys at? What do I need to do here? More fuel? I don't know how good my little timing advance thing is actually working. Getting close. Just gotta crank, crank, crank until I can get that cylinder area warm enough to light this off in one go. Again, do these injection pumps actually have like an accelerator, or am I just listening to air burst out somewhere else? This could be redundant and pointless. I have no idea. Somebody let me know in the comments. We'll be back when I get this fired up. Got it running! All right, I just ran this thing for about 25 minutes. Man, hearing protection, important. I didn't have any on. Normally, I avoid that one. It's never really been a big concern. I've been playing music out, gigging, playing in front of loud things on a regular basis, but this, my ears are ringing. Not good. Running this and laying on the ground underneath this while it's going way too loud to be this close. So it fires right up, obviously. That first start was gonna be the hardest part, but we got it running. I don't have any leaks. All the airlines are good, everything I replaced is good. I tried switching out the one oil temp sensor, and immediately it would still start, but then dies right away as soon as you let off the starter. So it won't maintain until, it won't stay running unless I loop those wires again. So I'm gonna order up a new sensor for that, because I would like that to be fixed. I did have one leak, but it wasn't an oil leak. So the old problem, this thing was leaking like crazy off of this flange. This is bone dry now. But I do have a leak, a small little weep. It's not really a leak, but like it's weeping right here on this flange. So it's 2 bolts. This is the air hose that runs up and back to the tank. So we get a little bit of a puddle down here. Not nearly as bad, but this is I mean, you can see it. There's all the oil. But this is the end of the screw component, so I believe this is probably the highest pressure gasket in the system. This is the end of the screw, so the screw winds down, comes out, and then blows this air back up this hose into the receiver. So this is leaking. I was not overly optimistic about that working gasket-wise. We reused the old one, but I think what we're gonna have to do is, I mean, luckily, that's substantially easier than anything else. We should be able to take that one apart. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of here. Get out of underneath here. I should be able to pop the 2 bolts. It's 3/4 bolts. Pop those 2 off, pull that off. Take a look at the gasket. I might order, I'm not gonna order one. Who am I kidding? It's $48 for that gasket if I go through them. So I'll take that off, separate the flange bit, and then we will recut a new gasket, or honestly, I might just smear a little bit of silicone on that, re-put it on, torque it down, let it sit overnight, and then try it again tomorrow. Tomorrow, as in the next time I come back out here to work on this. I don't want to spend a ton of time on that now, but she's good. I mean, now that it's, you know, nice and warm. Very happy. No more main leak. It's got one tiny leak on the seal coming out from the screw up to the receiver, so we'll fix that. But a week of waiting on the oil to show up and some shipping issues and damage, but she's done.